I think people like more this natural approach than before when I was on traditional media, in national televisions, when
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
is good, when everything is shining. No, these days that doesn't exist anymore. People wants to see, raw material, like
Yeah.
just direct, without tears, happiness, smile, everything, but real, not fake. Yeah.
The Uncle Gold Podcast.
3, 2, 1. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Uncle Gold podcast. This is the show where we find the gold in life. My name is Borna Zuber, and today I brought on Lana. I usually bring on guests that talk about how to find the gold in life and fulfill our lives, and talk about cool topics that can kind of help you also go on your journey and kind of make your life better and more happy and satisfied. And yeah, we're actually childhood friends, but we kind of lost touch there for years. And some 2 years ago, social media connected us back again, and we started talking, and we had a lot of kind of similar ideas. So, Lana, welcome to the Uncle Gold podcast.
Hi, Borna. Nice to meet you and see you again.
Yeah, it's been a long time actually, and I remember that when we were kids, we used to play on these like meetups that parents had, and it was a huge fun. But many years passed since, and we kind of caught up through social media. I'm kind of watching what you're doing on Instagram and everything, and we're gonna go into that a little bit in this podcast. But for everyone who doesn't know you and is not familiar with what you do, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself so kind of people get the idea?
Yeah, thank you for your invitation. It's a pleasure to see you here on social media in a time of digital revolution. So, as you already know, but for those who don't know, so my name is Lana, and I'm content creator and coder for my social media channels like Instagram or TikTok and Twitch. So, yeah, everything about me, we will talk later. We will have enough time to discuss about everything. Yeah.
Cool. I'm a big fan of social media, and I know that a lot of people are not. I wanted to hear your thoughts. Like, how do you see social media? How often do you use it? And maybe take us back. What was the first social media that you ever used?
Yeah. Okay. The first social media that I ever used was MySpace. Do you remember,
Mm-hmm.
Borna?
I do.
You do. Yeah, it was quite entertaining with a lot of things, like you could listen and share the music and talk with the friends. Then it was really small community, but after that Facebook arrived, and then
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't one of those people who were on Facebook in the beginning. Later I came in on Facebook, but then I realized that I like video as a platform, and then I started to post short videos and pictures like on Instagram, and I discovered another social media networks. Yeah,
Mm.
it became quite bigger than in the beginning. Yeah.
Mm. I actually never got my MySpace page. I kind of skipped it. I knew about it. I knew people that were using it, but I never opened my own. And when Facebook arrived, I was like, I'm not very interested in that as well. I was like, I don't see the point of it. And at one point, I kind of made it just to. I found groups on Facebook very valuable because in high school we would exchange like materials for school and education, and somebody had a tip about a test. Like, oh, this subject is a lot more than this one, so study this more than this. And we were like, oh yeah, this is super useful. That's the first time where I started using Facebook, but nothing seriously actually until 2018, where I started listening to Gary Vee a lot, and he kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
he kind of brought.
Yeah, Gary is a guy.
Yeah, Gary's amazing. He brought a lot of ideas to my mind that I wasn't
Yeah.
like thinking about. I started
Yeah.
working, and I was aware of social media that it's used for business,
Mm.
but I never considered it myself. And then he started talking about the idea of your personal brand and how to use that to further your business forward.
Yeah.
Can you tell me how you kind of approach your personal brand and how you look at everything that you're doing right now?
Yeah, it's actually great retrospective, Borna, from the past and to these days when like social media became the place for our own brand. So I think we are all striving to present us as brand, you know, not just as personal, as a people, as a private people. So I think that these days, like a branding is one kind of whole marketing topic is one very thing when you can really express yourself, but you need to know how to do good things, you know, out of that. So it's quite a very wide range of topics inside of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not easy, like establishing your brand when there's so many other people that do it.
Yeah, competition. Yeah, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
it's like it's good to have your own identity for that.
Yeah, I think Gary talks about that a lot, like being authentic and kind of saying the things that you believe in, that you like, because somebody can always click on someone else, right? Somebody can, the audience can always go to someone else, but they will stay with you because you are who you are, and they love that authenticity.
Yeah, also like the point like is in private life to learn from your own mistakes, you in order to create better content and to like that your industry, I'm in tech industries, you know, and the gaming industry and the coding, so in order that that industry like recognize you, you need to follow that niche, you need to be authentic, and you need to do that regularly. So those are all social media actually tips for good branding and much more than that.
Gary Vee asks his audience a lot, like, did you like me right away? Because he knows that a lot of people didn't like him, like for the first 2 or 3 videos that he made, because he was like high energy and shouting and, you know, like saying stuff that most people would be kind of like, whoa, you know, shocked. Did you like him right away? Or were you like, no, I don't like Gary?
I like in marketing, you know, like in the old-fashioned, in the traditional marketing, as well in the digital marketing. I like direct approach. I think today's customers in 2021, especially younger generations, like generations born after 2000, they like a direct approach. They like in the 10 seconds to know what they have from brand, what are you selling, why your products is valuable, and not more than that. They don't like long stories and like long introductions, blah blah blah. Just short and that good branding that less as Gary has, like it's nothing more than what you see, and what you see what you get, he said, and that's that. Don't you agree?
I kind of like that. I look at it a lot from the sales perspective, because I worked a few different sales jobs. I started in a hotel, and then I fell in love with the sales team, and I was like, oh man, I want to be like them, you know, like I want to be able to sell people. And then I changed a few companies where I was doing sales, and a lot of them really focus on this long story and explaining everything. And I felt in some situations that it was kind of wasting time. And Gary also talks about that, how speed is important. And you said that really well. Content is getting shorter, and people want, you know, like, give me the 3-second version of what you're selling, right? So I know what I'm buying, and I can make a really fast decision if I want this. And I think it's just getting faster. So if you're selling something, I think the idea should be to adjust your sales process to what the customers want. And obviously they want the short version first, and if they like it, then they stay and consider the product.
Hey, if you love using YouTube, I recommend the free Chrome extension called TUBEBUDDY. It allows you to do some advanced keyword research, cut your publishing time in half, and also rank your videos higher in search. I use them when creating for all my 3 channels. They have a paid version as well, but I recommend starting with the free option for starters. They give you a lot of data when watching YouTube, also comparing your stats to other YouTube channels, and helped me a lot to gain more subscribers and more viewers on my channels. As I said, it's a free Chrome extension, but please use the link down below in the comments. And if you go for the paid version, Type in Borna Tubers to get a discount of 20%. And now let's get back to the video.
Yeah, I think that's the when we are talking about branding, like my own branding on social media, the branding of my company, like that we will talk now a little in a few minutes. I think the biggest thing is to know what your audience wants, and also I think the biggest thing is know how to optimize your content also. So you need to. That's why hashtags, or that's why keywords. You don't have millions of keywords. You exactly need to know 5 to 10 or 20 the most top keywords, and more than that, no. The same is with the content. The content needs to be short and direct, approachable and entertaining, or seriously smart content.
Yeah, that's true.
So
can you take us to the journey, how your social media journey started? And you mentioned you're working on a company now. How kind of that process evolved for you? Like, I remember my start was because before I started listening to Gary Vee, there's like maybe 20 photos of me on Facebook, you know, and other than that, I didn't use any social media, you know. And then in 2018, I was like, all right, I believe this guy. Let's start his journey, you know. And I started recording myself, and you know, it was sloppy. It was just like take a picture, selfie, you know, just to start his idea of recording yourself and kind of documenting the journey. But can you tell me a little bit how you started with content creation?
Yeah, like very humble, and only with a camera, only with a laptop. And like in the beginning, it was just, I also found it some book podcast or some sort of like, let's call in this term modern influencers that made me want to try. And then I realized, okay, I can connect something that I'm doing in my private time, like gaming, and then I can make out of that amazing things. I can just, you know, connect people. I can find a network that I like. I can maybe I can do some valuable thing, and I would like to devote my life to technology in general. So I mean, in the beginning, so was as you, I was on social media like Facebook, but all the time I knew that I don't want to be the person who will just read posts, comments, who will just comment. You know, I want to be somebody who will left print for new generations. I want to be somebody who will, you know, as much, sometimes it's not the best, my content, sometimes people say it's great. I just want to learn from mistakes, and I want to be up to date. I want to learn about technology. So that's why I started humble, then now getting more confident, and that's what's all about, is making yourself and other people comfortable. Yeah,
that's true. I still remember the first video where I kind of held the camera up and I was like, all right, this is my first video. And then I played it back and I heard my voice on a video and I was like, wow, do I really sound like that? Like, is this me? And I was like, oh no, like I never published that video. I still have it somewhere on my computer, like probably on the old one. But yeah, it was, first of all, it was kind of a shock. And then, as you said, you get comfortable with time and with repetition. As you do it more and more, it kind of becomes second nature. And you're just like, now it's not a problem for me. And I can sit in front of a camera for hours without any problems. That's an interesting topic for me, actually. I just reminded myself of that. I find that this whole process of starting creating content has like an element of personal development kind of inside of it, because for the first time you kind of look at yourself and then you're like, all right, what do I think of myself, and kind of start to self-correct a little bit, and you know, and I think it's an interesting process what it does. What do you think about that topic?
Yeah, I just think that behind every person is her own personal development. Yes, and I agree about that. So according to those things that we are talking, especially in a time of 1.5 of new world years that are behind and now currently happening, you know, in a hard time that we're living in, I found it that, like, as you know, mental health awareness is pretty much connected with personal development.
Yeah.
If you want to grow, if you want to be free person, free as a bird, you need to behind that to have your mental health good in order to be good content creator. So I connect those things, as you said, Borna. It's very much connected. That's why we need to take care about those things. Yeah, in
Yeah.
order to do good things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one without another cannot exist. Good health without personal development, without then content creation and good marketing and job, you know, and then there's that all things as a puzzles connected. Yeah.
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 I think that the
It's
last
very
year
important.
it is. And in the last year and a half, all of us kind of realized how important it is, because everybody was kind of shocked with everything happening. And I feel that social media did a lot of good for people, where a lot of people found like support from other people online, and they kind of formed communities. And when people were feeling kind of alone or scared, they could reach out to someone online and be like, hey, Lana, what are you doing? Like, what are your thoughts? You know, and then share ideas and feel connected, because that kind of gave them the idea of being together with other people.
Yeah, right. It's then you became stronger because with so much isolation or something like that, everybody realized that it's not anymore. That's what is good about social media today, that everybody's realized how much we need to work on personal development, on making it on having good habits. One of the good thing is that people are open. It's not anymore topics, or I don't know, like shaming to say, hey, I have anxiety, hey, I have panic attack, hey, I have, I don't know, bipolar disorder or anything. We are all humans. So I think to break those stereotypes and just to be made from blood and to be aware that you are sensitive, that you are just human being, it's good. And to be able to show on social media, I think people like more this natural approach than before, when I was on traditional media, you know, in national televisions, when everything is good, when everything is shining. No, these days that doesn't exist anymore. People wants to see, you know, raw material, like just direct, without tears, happiness, smile, everything, but real, not fake.
Exactly.
No faking.
And that builds a connection with the audience then, because they see that you're real, and then they're like, oh yeah, I connect to this person. I think that a lot of these superstar influencers are kind of so far away from, you know, like the normal or the standard, that people kind of have a hard time connecting to them. And then they're like, this is not just fake. I wouldn't say it's always fake. I think that a lot of people who are really strong influencers are really real, but it's so far away from the life situation of the person watching it that they're like, you know, like this is not in any way related to my life. And then they go away somewhere, you know. How do you build connection with your audience, Lana?
So in very simple principle, just like this, like be authentic, be real, don't fake yourself, and like provide extra value. You know what I mean under extra value. Just don't just copy paste things. That means on social media, don't just post on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Don't just post what everybody else already talked about. Just, you know, be yourself. Kind of research. Maybe have a little bit of this academic approach, what I have from political science, or you have from your own studies that you finished, you know, some time ago. So I think if you research sometimes a bit more than other people, because other people just like to post visually appealing pictures, but if you put, like I'm putting under that on social media, some value giving for people, like I'm having reviews of games or technology, then people like to come back to you, you know. That's good retargeting. It's very good approach, very good marketing approach. So
that's true.
be creative, use visual things, but maybe use multimedia in different way than another, you know. Play with the stickers, play with the sound, interpret it in different ways, you know. Just do something that it's only yours, and then people will love you.
How important in your opinion is experimenting with new things?
Very much. Like as in everything, it's you need to try something. Maybe you will fall, but and you need to try in order to achieve great success. So it's Uncle Gold, your all Uncle Gold post is actually, I think, just about that. Just be brave. Just don't fall on first obstacle. Give yourself time for trying new things.
True.
In business, personal development, technology, life in general.
I think that's a big part. I sometimes know what content will perform better because I've built on YouTube an audience that loves a certain type of content. And then if I do a video that's a little bit different on a different topic, I know that it won't get that many views. But I still do it because I want to experiment with my channel. I want to see how other videos perform. Are people reacting differently? What are the comments saying? And I love to get the feedback from trying something new. And I plan on continue doing that because I think it's not good in the short term because you don't get higher views immediately, but you do get like a broader spectrum over a longer period of time because you learn more and that makes you better. So that's kind of personal development implemented into experimenting, you know. And then from someone else's perspective, it might look like a fail or something that didn't go as you planned, but actually you learned from that and then you get to a new level faster.
Yeah, I think that this approach that you have and all your great YouTube channel and other channels that you have, like Instagram and more, I think your successes just laying under that. It's just about good quality content. It's just about being unique. I mean, sometimes people ask me like, oh, how you can get from like, why you get from political science to digital marketing, then you get now to coding and gaming. Like, can you not just do one thing or make your life easier? But hey, maybe I don't want to make my life easier just because I like curiosity. Just life is too short just to do one and only one thing whole your life, excuse me. And I think the magic is that you need to achieve those 10,000 magic hours of practice in order to become master in something. So okay, I have the whole life and maybe I can have 2-3 jobs in my whole life. And I think people who really like jobs that they are doing, no matter if it's little less paid or more, they will live longer. So it's like scientifically proved that you live longer if you do what you like.
I agree on that. And I also, to this personal development, I kind of found that I can't be stuck doing just one thing. I talk to myself a lot and I'm like, no, I have to do like more things. That's why like a lot of pro YouTubers will recommend make only one channel and pick a niche and just do that for a long period of time and you'll get to success faster. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do like 4 channels, you know, like each one different, you know? So
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the Uncle Gold podcast. If you want to support this whole project, make sure you go to the second channel called Uncle Gold Podcast Clips. There I create short form videos with the best topics from the interviews that I do on the main channel. You get their videos daily. They're separated nicely into playlists so you can choose the topic that you want to watch most. And now let's go back to the video.
Are people like, I want to just ask you one question. So I'm in Austria and Croatia for now, but I hope life will give me more places that for sure I want to visit after all this ends. Like, how is in Ireland? Are people also having little open-minded? Are people open-minded to new ideas? Especially I'm talking about business, marketing and social media ideas. Do people like to do creative things or people are more traditional? They don't like. What is your experience?
I find that Ireland is a lot traditional, but and they're a lot more business oriented than Croatia. So I think that they have an easier time starting a new business. They have this like really good mentality about, all right, let's start this. All right, how can I do it? You know, and let's say, for example, you talk to Irish people and you say, oh, I have an idea. I want to start something. What happens in Croatia? People tell you, nah, that won't work. The taxes are too high.
People are jealous. They think they will steal your ideas.
Something like that. And in Ireland, people are like, oh yeah, you could maybe do that here and try this. And there's a cool website. And they kind of reach it with more positive ideas regarding business. And you asked the earlier question, like, did they start opening up more to new ideas? I think yes and no. Like there's so many people. So I noticed a lot of people trying new things like yoga, meditation, going a little bit towards the inside to know in the last 2 years, kind of, you know, like figure out who they are. And they kind of took a step back. But I think that's like a global thing, you know, it happened to everyone. So I think that a lot of people everywhere started thinking more about their life and what they're doing and the direction where they want to go. And I know a lot of cases of people who kind of said, you know what, when everything opens up again, I'm not going back to work to the same job because I want to spend more time with my family and kids and travel more. You know, like people started prioritizing different things. So there is a change, but there's always the other side where a lot of people, you know, like got freaked out and kind of closed up and said, we're only going to do things that worked until now, you know, and said no to experimentation, no to anything new. So yeah,
So
there's
in
always
Ireland,
two sides.
Two sides of every coin.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, I understand what.
Tell me, Lana, you mentioned a concept there earlier that maybe not everyone in the audience is familiar with. You mentioned 10,000 hours to get to the professional level. Can you explain that concept a little bit more? And what do you think about it?
Yeah, like just like in a game, like currently I'm playing Star Wars, the Old Republic, but I'm playing other games like, I don't know, Spider-Man or GTA, or I'm playing Apex Legends, or I don't know, new things that coming out are so much exciting. But just like in the games, if you want to pass the level, that's like in your real life, everything can be compared, just like in my gaming industry or coding. In order to become master in something, you need to have 10,000 hours plus. So like, I mean, all becomes in one way habits, you know. And like I read some book about personal developments, like how to organize your time, and everybody's saying just if you know how to construct well your time, and if you devote yourself to something, you will become master in something. So isn't it very much successful story behind that? Do you believe in that, Borna?
I first heard about that on a TED talk. And the guy who was presenting that idea finished his talk by taking out a violin, and he started playing and said, this 3-minute play will be the exactly 10,000 hour of me practicing the violin. And he played it amazing. You know, it sounded really, really great. And he talked a lot about this concept, like if you put in 10,000 hours into one thing, you will become in the 1% of experts, professionals, mastery level in the world. And that was a study that was done on athletes, on, you know, like scholars, on a lot of people in different fields that invested a lot of time into mastering something, and it was around 10,000 hours when they reached that. Usually when you calculate it into normal time, that's around 10 years to master a certain field. And so if you're doing like a few things per day, you can become a mastery level in 10 years in multiple fields, which is amazing. If you do that, like that's really amazing. But that's,
and really, is it actually anything, or anybody can stop you? Like I don't know, family, friends, if you're in a marriage, or if you have any kind of good or bad experience, can anything actually stop you? I think people are pretty much free creatures. I think nobody and nothing should stop you from believing in the things you want to do, no matter what is in life. For us, you and me, that's technology, social media, coding, gaming. But I think really in 10 years, hey, I want to talk with you. I think we will have really good, cool things to talk about or do together. So it's just incredible how much, if you only just have a will and you devote every day, like you devoting me, wow, we are really learning a lot. We are really every day, actually. We are not aware. I'm just aware how much I know when I talk to people who maybe don't know so much or are interested to learn from me. Then I realize, oh wow, and I can help somebody. Just the feeling that you can help somebody, like wow, and how cool. Explain, teach, do some things, e-learnings, help. that's great.
That's true. I love that feeling as well. Since I started the YouTube channel, that's kind of the best thing associated with it.
Is it?
On my Croatian channel, I do a lot of videos about Ireland and give tips to people for like how to prepare for a job interview, how to get a job in Ireland, how to prepare your like LinkedIn profile, you know, things related to your career.
Yes.
And there was one guy that reached out recently. He's like, hey man, I listened to your advice and opened up a LinkedIn account for the first time. I was having troubles finding a job, and now I already got like 3 job offers there. And he's like, thank you so much. And I'm like, wow, you know, like I literally changed someone's life through a video. And I was mind blown. And after that, I was hooked. I was like, let's keep doing more videos, you know, because I love the positive feedback. And I love the idea that through creating something of yours, you can help other people take their life to a new level. And usually people take it for granted because it doesn't happen in one day, in one night. Usually it takes time. And people lack the patience, and then they give up fast. You know, I think that's one of the things that can stop you in life. If you just give up and don't try again, that's a stop.
Then also I think you're completely right. And also I think you need to believe in that people are good, because if you really live the way that you don't care so much about like bad opinions about other people, like social media is a real proof how much haters you can have. Like, I mean, always 50% will like you, 50 will hate you, but you know, to concentrate on the good around you, as in private or another spheres of life, it's important. You just need to keep on going, as I would say. Don't maybe take it personally, because usually people who just put hate on you, they or don't understand your business, or they just are jealous, or they just, you know, they don't have maybe in their own time something better to do. So just, you know, then criticize other people. It's easy.
That's true.
But constructive criticism is good. Like in social media and every sphere.
If you get someone's feedback saying like, oh, you can improve this, or this could be better, or you forgot to turn on your microphone, you know, you're like, oh, thanks man, like thanks for telling me that.
Yes. I think, you know, as one quote is saying, like, try to teach a person how to catch a fish, and you will give him for whole his life everything. You will give him life, or you will give him food. And I mean, there's like many quotes that are saying how much is important to have good quality conversation. I think conversation on social media is good. Like, I think you are growing your YouTube, because if you can receive your comment, and if you can give a good feedback, nothing without that. If you don't have nothing in return, that's not good. If people just watching and not commenting, that's not good. Social media is like as a life, as a life creature. That's not that. It's not just pictures, it's not just video, it's some interaction, it's communication, it's like good PR. You know?
Do you spend a lot of time talking to your audience?
Yes. I think like I'm different from another content creators, because it's not just I publish, I really talk a lot. So I really now have my small group. Like, I have my another page when only people like talking, like we have Discord, and then we can exchange things. Like, I mean, it's not just about posting, it's about communication. It's about creating network.
That's true. Again, I answer every comment on YouTube and try to engage someone. I feel that questions work really good. Like, if somebody leaves a comment like, hey, good video, you're like, cool, thanks. But that didn't kind of start anything, you know, like you didn't have a chance there. And then I always try to do some kind of engagement, being like, oh, thank you for the comment. Like, what did you like best about the video? Or what part can be maybe improved? Or what part helped you the best, you know? And then try to get another answer to see what the person actually liked most from the video.
Right, because without feedback, it's impossible to continue doing your work. It's like it's giving you maybe directions. So, I'm Borna. I want to go in this direction. I want to open new topics. Do you need to know what you want, but it's good to listen what your audience wants also. It's good to be altruistic.
Follow-up question on that one. when you create content, do you
Yeah.
create content that you want to create? Like, do you separate in your mind the idea of this is what the audience wants and this is what I want? Or do you try to meet them halfway, like half of what the audience wants, half of what you want? Or do you just go for what the audience wants?
No, just following. Maybe it's blind, maybe it's just not good to do like that way, but only what I like. So because I think it's my personal opinion behind that the most important. So I value myself as I'm getting older. I mean, I'm in the 30s, but I really feel much younger than that inside of myself, because
Me too.
I do the work that I like to do. So I feel like I'm in the 20s, but from maybe mental perspective, I grown up. Missing everybody's have some times in life when you need suddenly grow up. So yes, but I follow my own spirit, my own intuition, you know. So I'm posting like what I like to do. If I like technology, certain, if I like coding topics, if I like programming languages, that I don't know, Python now is important, then I post that. No, I don't do on request so much. No.
Cool. Yeah. I kind of go the same way. I sit
How about
down.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, I sit down, I take a piece of paper, and then I'm like, all right, what are the next 2 or 3 videos that I want to make? And then I start writing my ideas, and I usually ask myself, like, all right, what do I want to talk about? And I sometimes write like more than 3. Sometimes I'm very creative, and then I write like a full page of ideas. And then I'm like, I don't have the time to do all of that. So then I like cross out the ideas that I kind of don't like talking about, you know, or just prioritize the ones that I really do like and think that are most important. And then I just go and work from there. And I also listen to the feedback, because I want to know what people are, you know, like reacting to. And recently it happened for the first time that I got a request for a video that I kind of didn't want to talk about, because it's not something that I'm very interested in, but I think it's important to a lot of people. So I will probably make a video about that, but I'm not reacting to it like, all right, I'm going to make the next video about that. You know, I left it for somewhere in the future, and I will do it because I know it's valuable for other people, but it's not something that I want to talk about right now. I just want to kind of, you know, keep it for later.
Yeah. So in one word, you are a little different maybe than me. You like to please your audience.
Yeah, but just a little
more
bit. Like
than me. Maybe I'm just a little more selfish.
Yeah, but just a little bit. Like I basically do the same thing as you, because even if people started saying to me that my videos are bad and that they don't like where I'm taking them, I would kind of still continue making them, because I think there's a lot of value in that, in what you said earlier, of doing it for yourself first, because then you're happy about what you made. And then I feel that it has to be like a small percentage also for other people. So you kind of do what you love, and that also other people can get what they want. And if you can find like the balance between that, I think then you're set.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, yeah, really, yeah. Never, you can never like please everybody. It's just to do what you like with your content and follow your,
Lana, big question on social media is always like, how do I grow my YouTube channel? How do I grow my Instagram following? What are your thoughts on how to grow your audience, and what are some of the techniques that you use to approach that?
Yeah, if you really want to grow organically, then it will go slowly, you know. It will not go, it cannot go over the night. People need to start to trust you. People need to be comfortable with that. People need to wake up and be willing to see your content. So I would say in short term, if you want to do this, what Borna, you and me are doing, and other people besides us, then don't do this, because you will not just wake up one day and I will suddenly have 1 million views. Maybe this will happen, but yeah, okay, it will, but you will still need to know what to do after that, you know, as I had one example, but yeah. And for me, in my own person, it's slowly. So during 2-3 years now, then okay, now I see really good results. Now I get sponsorship. I did like for, you know, as we will talk about what I did for one company, but I don't know about it. I know about you. It's just very slowly growing. So now it's for me. It's not about numbers. It's about audience. It's about network. It's
Mm-hmm.
about people who will respond. People who are live creatures, not some bots, not some artificial intelligence. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I think that a lot of people fall into that trap, like just working for the
Yeah.
algorithm, working for the
Yeah.
numbers.
Or
And
copying other people. It's like, oh no, I don't
yeah,
want nobody copies me, or that I copy nobody. I'm just one and unique, and you are also, and you need to use that's the most power, the most power you can have in life. Yeah,
yeah,
only one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great mindset to have. And a lot of people don't have that. They just see other
Yeah.
people on Instagram and then like copying the same position, you know, and do the,
Yeah.
the same type of
Yes, which is
picture.
it a funny sometimes, like on like, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
not natural. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I'll take us back to gaming a little bit because I know that that's one of your favorite topics besides social media. And it goes
Yeah.
actually
It is.
really well hand in hand, like social media
Yeah.
and gaming. I think they work like really, really well together, especially with
Yeah.
younger audiences because they grew
Mm.
up on both. Like the older
Yeah.
generation didn't have gaming and didn't have social media. Like, okay, they played games, but they played more like card games or like drinking games maybe, but they didn't play computer games or PlayStation games and things like that. And now the
Yeah.
younger generations have both kind of integrated into each other. You play
Yeah,
something
that's
and totally,
advantage. That's advantage.
that's
Yeah.
a huge advantage. That's really amazing. And I think we'll see
Yeah.
a new generation of gamers. And I was kind of
Yeah.
waiting for that.
Mm.
I'm going to go back into first my gaming story. When I was a
Mm-hmm.
kid, my parents would say computers are not for games. They're strictly for work. And I was like, do you remember the magazine Bug?
Mm-hmm.
They
Yes, I
had a,
remember. It was great. And you even got some CD and then you like
exactly.
you put it in.
That
Yeah.
that CD had a few free games. It actually had a lot of free games and
Yeah.
free
Yeah, but
programs there.
Borna didn't like was it not included inside of that also like some for downloading some cool programs like I
Yeah,
don't know for painting or for
yeah.
that. So I found it that very very useful. Very
Yeah,
useful.
I only went the gaming route, so I
Aha,
ignored
no.
all the other programs and just installed the games on the computer. And then Dad was like, "Oh no, this is making my computer slow. It's horrible." And I always felt like
Yeah.
computers are for gaming. Like, look, there's a bunch of games. Like every month they make new games. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Well," and then
Fun.
GTA was a big game, really. I also had a PlayStation 1 that I played a lot of games on. And I
Yeah.
think that one game that kind of blew my mind completely and took over my world was World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
I played that for like 2 years straight and ignored pretty much everything else. I think that was my most intensive gaming period in my life.
Yes, it's in that period you probably very much grow in the world of gaming. You learn. You learn a lot about like graphic, and I think like your experience is maybe this game. For example, my experience is maybe another. But what connects us is just experience. It's
Mm,
just how much gaming is not fun. It's art.
mm,
It's multimedia art. It's good marketing behind it.
yeah,
It's just in also it's doing for your brain. It's just maybe building your intelligence if it
yeah,
can, but
yeah.
it's
There are a
not
lot of
just
studies coming out that
also you
gaming.
psychologically it's like makes your brain works better, makes your serotonin growing faster. um, I would put as a part of really some group therapy or something
Mm,
just to use it because it's interaction. People often complain that they are unhappy, but of course you are unhappy if you are just alone or if you are isolated, as
mm,
we are pretty much everybody's now in these hard times. But yeah, I think gaming is combining all those things, all those factors in one. So that's why I devoted now young life for that.
Mm.
Yeah.
How did your gaming journey start? What are some of the first games that you played?
Also
And
started like from PlayStation 1
Mhm.
and then from PC, then from just learning on like humble. I didn't know nothing. It's like I was clumsy. I was just, stumbled 10 times and also maybe didn't know how to download something, or on first I was like making some drastically big mistakes on computer, but I
Mm.
always learn from mistakes, and that's what made me feel better. So yeah, like I realized, because when you spend whole your summer like in you are a teenager, especially you are girl, so mostly teenagers, like male, mostly those small guys, they are just playing games, but I was a girl and I liked it, and I never had like desire to explain why I like, or to need to to have some approval from somebody. I just
Mm.
I just enjoyed. That made me stay my child, to
Mm.
care about my inner child. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's important. I feel that a lot of people lose that inner child.
yeah.
They become like
That's
too
bad.
serious, and like then that leads to being bitter and angry and sad and depressed in the
Yeah,
end.
I
So,
mean, yes, it's the most important thing in life, is like in personal development, is to have your own limits.
mm-hmm,
It's hard to do it in a theory. That's what book says, but in a practice, yeah, limits are there sometimes to be broken. But in gaming, you can break all those limits, so it's good. I
mm-hmm,
think at least gaming is giving me in these days in 2021 as well, when you and me were teenagers, the freedom to explore,
mm,
and then that's what I think uh, makes you live longer, if you can just free your spirit, if you can just be who you are. If you
yeah,
can
exactly.
in game, you don't have limits. Maybe you have missions, but you can really do besides that many crazy things. So games gives you total freedom.
True. What are some of the
And
games that,
sometimes life limits your environment, and you should always go
of
away
course.
if that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that happens, but that's in every aspect of life. But in gaming, I
Yeah.
feel like you have a lot more freedom to experiment and kind of dive into a new world and just explore it
Yeah.
and kind of fail more often. Like I recently started playing Call of Duty, and
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
I got killed so many times, like it was horrible. It was just like, oh my god. But what are some of the games that impacted you the most, or maybe your favorite games?
Oh, so of course there's a many during now intense period of maybe last 10 years of gaming, but maybe just the game that I played 2-3 times, went through all those missions, is GTA.
Hmm.
And
Which
now
part?
like finally all those and older ones
All
like
of them.
San Andreas, or yeah, Los
San Andreas.
Santos, or
Yeah, yeah.
or I don't know, from the new ones, like, and all those characters. But I'm waiting for that they published new version.
Hmm.
So I think, when that happens, I will need to take vacation, like, because it's like I want to record, I want to make gameplays, I want to really interact with my public. I think I need to do it in order to save my spirit. Yeah, it's like just that game that I maybe not very excited about. But
Mm.
besides that, yeah, would you like me to mention a few other games? Yeah.
Sure, yeah, fire away.
Yeah, so I don't know. You heard about God of War?
Yes. Which part?
Yeah. I played those remastered version. Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe it
Did you
cost,
play
I don't know.
the new one in the north where he has the axe?
No, I think no. I just on that version. But I saw that it's very like exciting, everything about that. It's just how
Mm.
they made the graphic, how they
Yeah.
even remastered that. It's great. It's
Hmm.
just total
Yeah.
great. And I don't know, like the game that is really really interesting for me was also Sims
Hmm.
4, because you can build not many things in
Yeah,
that.
you can build
And
everything, right?
yeah. And also I don't know, Apex Legends, it's a great game. Yeah.
Apex Legends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it takes a lot of like memory storage, so maybe like a little struggling sometimes to
Hmm.
make space. And yeah, Fortnite is great games. Call of Duty, like Warzone. Now I recently published something about that game, but then yeah. And I like like those virtual reality things, like
Oh
that
yeah.
you're playing with like people now.
Hmm.
That's
Um,
special like experience.
that's a
And
big
everything from Marvel, like
uh-huh.
Marvel games.
Yeah, yeah. That's a big question that I wanted to go into next.
Yeah,
I talked with
yeah,
my friend Stjepan, who is a Twitch streamer, about the rise of the gaming industry, and we talked a lot about how we have now like gaming houses where gamers have coaches
yeah.
and cooks who cook food for them and mentally prepare them for their gaming tournaments, and how huge of a business esports
Yeah,
is. And
esports. Yeah,
I think it will only grow. And I think one of the
yeah,
next things that is coming to mass consumption is actually VR, or virtual reality. I
yeah.
feel like you're a little bit more of an expert there than me, because I tried VR like 3 or 4 times only. But
Mhm.
can you tell us how the industry looks right now, and what can people expect maybe?
It's as in every industry that that if you don't know about something, then you are curious. But if you know more, then you are not, you are still curious, but you can provide more facts. So current state of this VR industry, that is just enormously growing. It's like in the time of COVID, in Cybershoes, the company that I worked for a long time, like Austrian company from Vienna, incredible growth of people who played in time of these hard times. I think just what they made from VR, like that it's not VR just some poor VR. That graphic is awesome. Like you can really, like with the cyber shoes are shoes you can like put as a gadget, but you put on your foot, you're sitting, and then you're playing VR.
Mm-hmm.
You have your glasses, you have your things on
VR
the top,
headset?
VR headsets, yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
Oculus Quest or Rift or I don't know, Huawei or other brands. And that's in general like such a quite new experience. Just people are not staying in VR industry because they think it's too hard, it's too futuristic, they are scared of new things. And
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to break stereotypes, as Facebook is doing. You know that Facebook is standing behind like Oculus Quest is from
Yeah.
Facebook brand. So
Yeah.
Cybershoes, we are connected with Oculus Quest in a
Mm-hmm.
time that those are both gadgets that cannot go one without another. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I
that's
noticed
quite
that when I was.
revolution total. Like many new titles out, like
Mm-hmm.
Arizona Sunshine, or I don't know, VR bodies, or I don't know, many titles of games that
Mm-hmm.
are just
I know that the cyber shoes seem like a great idea to me, because when I tried a shooter game on a friend's, I think it was Oculus,
yeah,
I had a tough time running and
yeah,
shooting at the same time, and orientation was
yeah,
kind of slow.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that seems like a really cool idea, to have something that helps you with running.
Yeah, it's freedom. As I said, it's quite to discover new places and actually move your body. And it's from physical side, it helps you to stay fit and to stay strong. And it's great
Mm-hmm.
experience. You are using in VR. When when we did some gameplays in studio in Vienna,
Mm-hmm.
then we use a lot of energy. We needed to eat like 2 times per day, like just at the job. So my job was to test VR games and to do social media, digital marketing things, and
Mm-hmm.
to uh, just grow audience and to make content creation.
That
Yeah.
sounds super
So
fun.
besides, yeah, yes, it's it's good. It's good when people ask you like, oh, then you spend day you playing games, but no, I'm not playing. I'm just researching for the market.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know, is it good or bad in order to provide on social media. That's yeah. Besides that cannot go other way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, amazing.
So that's
I
good.
think we will
Yeah.
have a
Just
lot more.
and in general, gaming reviews, and in general, it's like in politics. You need to know about many political parties and many politicians, bad, good. No matter what they say, to make your own opinion. Yeah. And I think if the world can combine that people wants to accept each mutual opinions and that they don't care so much about that as much as about own well-being and growing together, then that would be better place for living. It's not just utopia, it's just rational, I think, thinking.
Yeah. Is there a VR headset that you would recommend for if somebody is interested in buying a new one and trying it out?
Yeah, so you mentioned headsets. I would say maybe get a gadget or just device that is cyber shoes really goes good because nothing else similar exists in VR world, in virtual reality. So I would really suggest actually just trying that cyber shoes as a device. But besides that, many other brands that supports virtual reality like Oculus Quest, that's worth of having. It's maybe not the most affordable, but it brings value in long term.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I see
Really
that.
good. And we will have opportunity. Me as a gamer, it's like if you're in the music industry or any other industry, pharmaceutical industry, you know, you need to understand, maybe have interest in another medicaments, in another pills, as in the music, in another genres, not just rock, maybe hip hop, maybe like pop, maybe ethno, maybe, I don't know, R&B. And then in order to find your own place, that's how I realized, like as a gamer, I think it's bad if you just concentrated in one. If I'm concentrated just on one game, another genre, it's better to have diversity.
Cool. I'm definitely thinking of buying a VR headset. I'm not sure if I'll do it this year, but in 2022, I'll definitely have one, and I'll look more into VR games. I'm looking forward to so many new games that are coming out and trying them. And I bought a gaming PC, you know, not just for editing videos for my YouTube channel, but also so I can play like stronger games. And we see a development of computers in the direction of gaming a lot more. Like right now, it's a lot harder to buy a normal PC than to buy a gaming PC, because you mostly have gaming PCs all over the place, and like the normal PCs are kind of dying out a little bit, because it's if you're making one, like why not make it like really strong and really fast, you know? So.
Right. Yes, and I don't know, like, but have you seen it recently? It was on Twitter, was like the Elon Musk, like, just retweeted or he made his own tweet about microchips. So the current state in car industry about in IT is that there's a much lack of producing new microchips. Do you know maybe something about it?
Yeah, a lot of people started buying up NVIDIA graphic cards and other graphic cards because they started using them as mining processors for cryptocurrencies. And it's a big industry. I don't know if you've been following Bitcoin on blockchain and all the cryptocurrencies, but the way it works is that to have the protocol run as it should, you have to kind of confirm all the transactions that are happening. And normal CPUs do it a lot slower than graphic cards. So what people do is they buy like 5 graphic cards and they connect them one next to each other. And they make them just check all of that, because as a reward, they get cryptocurrencies. And there's a huge market for it. So people started ordering like thousands and thousands of graphic cards. And you have videos online where people buy a warehouse, a whole like warehouse, and fill it with graphic cards to mine cryptocurrencies. And then gamers complain, like, we can't buy a new graphic card to play games. So yeah, it's a shortage in the market right now, and the prices have gone up. So it's from that perspective, it's a lot harder to buy parts for a really strong PC, a gaming PC.
Yeah, and also like thinking about soon, maybe this year or when it will be opportunity to buy new graphic cards and like little upgrade. In the moment, it's not a good moment for doing that. It's really not good. It's much issues about that. So I think the things will change, but also I think division between Chinese market and US market is making kind of little complications, but I hope it will be better.
Yeah. Great transition.
Do you see? Is it good?
Yeah. I can see it. Don't worry about it. All right, we'll go right into it. I mentioned earlier blockchain, and there's a really cool concept coming now as it's there for a few years. Now people started developing games that are connected to blockchain. And basically how it's going to work is that you're going to be able to earn money while playing. And I'm super excited about that concept because right now the financial system and the gaming world were kind of disconnected. I don't know if you remember, but usually if you wanted to sell an item, you could only do it in game, and it was hard to connect to, you know, like you would have to find the person online and exchange like your banking information and then transfer the money. And then, you know, it was just super complicated. Now they're bringing it to a level where it's kind of here, and you can, let's say, directly transfer money from your phone into the game and buy, let's say, a new sword or a new armor in a game. And on the other hand, if you're playing a game a lot, you could maybe find new armor that you don't need and put it on an auction house and sell it for a cryptocurrency that people can then sell and convert into other fiat currencies or in whatever they want. It's already happening. It's really not far away. There are there are people in like countries that are a lot poorer than Europe and the US that are using that to earn money for their monthly paycheck. And they're playing online games and selling the items for cryptocurrency, and it's working. It's amazing. I think we'll see a lot more blockchain games coming. So this is like a hot tip from me to you. Start looking into it because that will be the future of gaming. There is one VR game that I know that you will love that's already connected to it. It's called Decentraland. And it looks a little bit like Minecraft, but with better graphics. And it works like you have virtual real estate where you can buy land like in Sims, and then you can build stuff. And I heard that already companies are buying houses there to, let's say you have an Apple store in the game, and then people can in the game go to the Apple store and look at their products and, you know, do whatever, you know. So I think that's where we're moving. And then everything has its own price there. Like you can buy a land that's in the center, you know, and that costs more. And it's a whole economy revolving around that. I created basically my fourth YouTube channel, the Uncle Gold Gaming, because I want to position myself kind of in that direction. Right now I'm playing a little bit of everything, you know, but I specifically made that because I want to create videos about games like that, where people who maybe don't know about it or are looking for a way to earn money and have fun at the same time, and bring that together on that channel, you know. And I think that will be a really cool thing.
Yeah, I think that's such a potential. Would like to join in this idea because I don't think that's something overrated or something that it's like people would say, oh, no, like, oh, it will never happen. It's already happening. So if you standing in the beginning of this whole revolution, then you will only have advantage. So I really praising you because you are like in front of the time. So I think you should keep on going with those things doing and update me. And I would really like to make contribution to your channel about that, since I'm a gamer, and I think in any way I can provide any good things to help.
Cool.
In
I'll send you some links.
And in
I'll send you some links so you can get the info about the games and everything related to blockchain. But we should definitely do like a gaming session together and put it online.
Yes, in general, I think in general, because I mean, it's much more, it's better quality. It's just, you know, that interaction always makes people wants to enjoy that. And it's just something that
and bringing audiences together, I think that's also super valuable. I think that a lot of influencers do that, where they go onto each other's, let's say, YouTube channel, and then they do basically the same episode twice. You know, you do it for my channel, I do it for yours, and it's kind of like one hand washes the other, you know. Both audiences get exposed to something new.
This is my opportunity to invite you on my channel to be it will be honored that you are my guest, and that once when you will book slot in your, how we would say in games, for your you know, our own time, and then yeah, it would be really, really great. And I think that will happen, because why not? I don't see any complication. Yeah.
Sure, let's do it. I love playing games. My goal is to kind of have one day per week where I really play like almost the whole day, and then record
Yeah.
that and just put it on the channel as like 1 hour videos or 30-minute videos that are posted every day. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm still working on that. It takes a lot of time and editing and preparing, but yeah, it's kind of like the ideal version for the near future, you know.
Sure, sure, and it's possible. It just take devotion. It just take like on time and a good schedule, good organization between and personal and
True.
business. Yeah.
Lana, where are you with your YouTube channel? Why don't we have a Lana gaming channel already?
That's what everybody's like asking. Just because, yeah, trying to pick up more trophies in games behind, yeah, behind that. It's just trying to finish some missions. Yeah, I'm just
Mhm.
kidding. It's just because, you know, it's currently
Were you thinking
devoted.
about opening a YouTube channel for yourself?
I'm already on Twitch as not as a streamer, but as a person who supports other people, who
Mhm.
just interact, who watch gameplays, and who also have gamers, my friends, there. But yeah, generally the question is just when and not if. So that's my plan for this year. Definitely to start humble, but with much passion about gaming, as I have
Mhm.
on social media like Instagram, and do it, just do it. Yeah, I don't see any boundaries, because just little time maybe. Yeah.
Cool. Let me know when you put it together. I'll be your first subscriber, and I can give you some
Okay.
tips on and ideas on how to approach YouTube, because I think I'm getting better and better. And
Sure, I love YouTube, and Uncle Gond is like a rocking. So I think it will just, don't know, it can just grow. Yeah.
thank you for that. I'll help you as well, because I think it's a really cool and fun thing. And I think that more people should kind of jump on projects like that, where they let themselves have fun. And even if people who are listening to this right now, if you're having a tough time, maybe just devoting a little bit of your time to try a new game, or spend at least like 15 minutes playing around with something, because
Yeah.
not everything in life has to be directly oriented towards finances and improving your career. I think that
Yeah.
finding relaxation and that kind of mental peace is extremely important. And I think games
Yeah.
are a great way to do it. You just have to find the game that you really, really like. It might not be the
Yeah.
first game that you pick up or download, but
Yeah.
you know, after a few tries, you might find a really fun game where you spend like hours relaxing,
Yeah.
and then you feel a lot better about doing your job and doing everything else in life. So yeah, that's a hot tip.
Yeah, yeah. And then somebody see that sparkle in your eyes and saying, "Oh, are you in love?" Or not? Maybe generally I am not, but oh no, I love my life, and
Mm.
that's what that's how you live. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it's the point. Yeah.
Do you kind of have plans that you make for the future? Any goals and anything that you want to achieve?
You mean short term or long term goals?
I'm just
Any time of
asking
goals? Just
general.
in
Yeah.
general, I already know, devote my whole life to technology.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I already know. And then second, just to, yeah, I don't age. I just level up. So just level up like on and now, and I feel better as I'm getting older. Then I don't feel I'm like getting older, that I have some duties to do, certainly, like
Mm.
to please somebody, or stereotypes, or just society, that somebody made some contracts or something that I need to strictly. I just want to please myself, and just want to like continue growing this, and
Yeah.
certainly want to become good developer, want to
Mm.
build more websites, and want to like implement kind of games into development. I want to
Mm-hmm.
get technically more. I'm
Mm-hmm.
on my way now with.
Tell us a little bit about that. You mentioned that you started learning about coding and programming.
Yeah, as much as we are now concentrated on gaming and personal development and like all this content creation, I just think the coding is so much connected with gaming. It's
Mm-hmm.
just another part of gaming. Somebody needs to make it works. So those people who are in gaming development makes things work. When you move the cursor, when you put up, down, mouse, jump, when you want to press some button, that it works. Actually, it's very simple, but takes a lot of time to learn. I'm now learning how to, how to build my own web applications or mobile applications with small examples. So I'm putting that on GitHub. I'm having my own repository when I'm doing those things. It's beginner, but it's valuable. So I'm looking forward to learn more during this autumn or during this spring, summer. And then I'm on my way to provide my service to other people, to other companies. That's what makes me extremely happy, because already doing one thing I like and then combining with second thing, I think that's just great combination. I agree. To be good leader, in one word, to the one then combine marketing and development
and programming.
And goes like like this.
It does. I think that's a great
What do
combo.
you think? Have you ever had any experience with that, or you just concentrated on
so in my last job, I worked every day with programmers, developers, and companies who were hiring a lot of developers. And I kind of know that whole side from like finding the people. And I never gone into programming myself. I just like looked up the programming languages, so I understand like who's talking about what and who needs to know what to get what kind of job. And I have to tell you, there are so many companies working on amazing projects right now. If anybody is listening to this and thinking of directing their career into something really cool that's going to be there for the next at least 50 years, I would say that's programming. And I think it's super valuable. There are a lot of really good jobs out there.
The market is huge, and there's a lack of women's also in that, because usually society is not so much today's society thinks that it just wants to explore. It just wants to use you, some industries just wants to take as much as they can from you, not to give you nothing in return. I think in this development you get much in return. You really see how you're building something.
I do agree with that. And as a woman, you could have a lot of advantages of getting a job because a lot of companies want to like increase their number of women in development teams. So that's definitely advantage.
I'm also looking forward if anybody will watch this podcast, valuable one. And when now I'm in the process of learning and have will to have a positive impact on my IT industry. So much looking forward that somebody who will be important to me and I will be important to them, to see how much how much I'm devoting now on my time to that, and in return that I can provide value to some company to be good developer. However you call, just a person who will bring new technologies together, who will know how to fix some bugs. And like that's why I have some books also that I'm going through this, like really
awesome. JavaScript.
Get coded. Awesome. And also have this is actually this book. But the book is like really programming. It's like it's on like many sites.
A friend of mine here in Ireland, he started coding recently, and he's getting a lot of certificates online because he also, just like you, believes in the value of that industry, and he's educating himself. And right now he's in the process of finding a job in an industry like that. So fingers crossed for him. If he's listening to this, good luck, man. But I have to tell you, like, companies know that when you start and you don't have a lot of experiences, that probably for the first year you won't be very, very valuable for the company, and they know that, and they will invest time and energy to educate you, so you become a person in a year that's very useful to them. And they kind of, that's how they calculate, like, all right, we're going to take 3 junior people, we're working with a loss right now, because they don't know, they don't have experience. And every company is kind of specific in itself, because every code is different, every program is different, so you always need to work with someone who's a senior there, who will teach you what to do, what to look out for, how to do this, how to do that. And I think that's super valuable. And then after around 5 years maybe, you get on a really high level, and then a lot of really, really good job opportunities open up. And 5 years is not that long, you know, when
It's
you think
not,
about it.
yeah, and even sometimes things get like sooner better
Yeah.
if you really got into good team, and
Yeah.
if you really know what you want to do. It's like things increase like very, very fast on
Yeah.
better.
And it will be amazing, like if you got a job in a gaming company where you could work as a developer and kind of
Yeah.
combine the gaming experience and the like that I think that will be the perfect fit for you.
Yeah, that would be the perfect. Just for those types, you need to have certain technologies that you're learning. But yeah, for me, I'm interested in artificial intelligence. That then I can just make maybe good things. Like as a face recognition or those things. Just it can also help people for help, but I can also use it for maybe things like in games, AR or those things. Everything that some program languages can do.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
Lana, I have to tell you, I'm looking forward to AR more than VR. So for everybody who's listening who doesn't know the difference, VR is virtual reality. It's like you put the glasses on and you don't see the real world. You go into a virtual world. But AR is augmented reality, where you put on glasses like these ones and you would have like a mini screen or like a Snapchat filter where something would dance around your table. I'm looking forward to that one more. And I already see like 100 different use cases for that. Did you maybe look into any AR technologies or AR glasses coming?
Yes, not much, but I install a few apps, and I also got some subscription. Then I realize it's pretty expensive, but it's valuable. You can just try to use it, and it's incredible how much it's developing these days. It's getting more real, and yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. Those are like two different things. Yeah, virtual reality and augmented reality. We could talk about it. Just that could be our next podcast.
Oh
topic.
yeah, definitely. Lana, there's a question that I always kind of leave for the last part of the podcast. Is kind of like this whole podcast started as the idea of like you having a really cool uncle that helps you find the gold in life, because most people didn't have all the explanations where they were younger. Most people try to figure it out on themselves. And what are some of the tips and ideas that you would have on how to find the gold in life?
I just try to explore and learn from your own mistakes, and don't never stop believing in your abilities. Just don't tell that nobody can tell you that you cannot do something, or that you are not valuable, or that you are not good enough, or that you cannot do something just because you don't have time, or you're a certain age, or that you have like some time schedule that somebody is not going, seeing you from up and saying, oh, you cannot do it, you can, or hey, it's just I think some gold tips are those. It's just one bag of tips. It's one whole bag of different tips, not just one certain tip.
I agree.
Just be thirsty for new knowledge. Okay, maybe sounding like Steve Jobs a little bit, but yeah, it has something in the side of that. Be
why not?
thirsty.
Like it's important to learn from people like that are more experienced and that really brought some value there.
Always. Never
do you have...
taking myself as some enough like experienced person. No, at all. I always can learn more, and I'm beginner, so it's no problem.
That's a great mindset to have. That way you always have an opportunity to learn from someone new.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Is there a person that you would recommend, or maybe someone who inspires you, or someone that you maybe follow on social media that's, kind of giving you the inspiration to take another step, or when you have a hard time?
Like you mean from some like personal development
anything
things.
I'm basically thinking of like the goal in life can be many different things for many different people. I'm asking if you maybe have a certain person, like Gary Vee is one of those people for me, from who I learn and gives me the motivation and inspiration to kind of push myself.
Yeah, but also just I have one really like cool YouTuber that I'm following now for 5 to 10 years. It's called Justine. So like
Mhm.
she is a woman living in California, being like our age around, and she's producing much of good quality content things. She's more reviewer, so she's just like reviewing mobiles, specifically Apple products, but besides that she's motivating you a
Mhm.
lot. She
Yeah.
just started on a totally from almost from garage, like almost from the
Mhm.
basement, like, and then she did things, and now she's really much working for Apple and going to every conference. She's talking about technology, like importance, about updates in Apple world. I I was like part of one US in one of US conference from Apple. You could just, you know, subscribe that you want to attend online,
Mhm.
and then she was there and she gave talk. So I was
Mhm.
really amazed, like her. She's really good. I would suggest, for
Cool.
example, her. But also I like Gary, as you said. I'm following him on all social medias, Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram, everything. So it's just find that so much like inspirational, and books, not just, I also did read some books that he published. Yeah.
Mhm. Do you read a lot of books?
Currently, I think like that reading books is really important. It gives something that maybe just audio cannot give you, but I strongly believe that maybe the future is also in audio. So I believe that some revolution comes out of maybe new audio multimedia things. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to be subscribed, or trying to audiobooks go through, like, I don't know, just all sorts of books, from political
Mhm.
topics to new, yeah, and podcasts, and like trying to, yeah, maybe to in short time I can listen more than I can read. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I do that all the time. I listen to a few different podcasts and I get so much value out of it. It's amazing. Do you have a favorite podcast or multiple podcasts that you follow on a regular basis?
A kind of multiple plot podcasts, but all are devoted to coding or gaming or
Mm-hmm.
just updates, and from different like US authors and friends, and like just good community that is around. I'm not so much concentrated as is somebody having like 100 followers or 100,000.
Yeah,
Okay, because
yeah.
it can be scam, it can be also fake. So just don't know what brings me, what I learned from that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's how I
Mm.
look at it as well.
That's why I
And
hope also that you always learn during your life, that you will not just be focused on, oh, this is because Gary is this. No, can he really teach us something? Can we learn something valuable? Yeah,
mm,
that's what I think.
that's true. It's all about learning, right?
Yeah, yeah. But it is actually, all life is like about learning. Yeah, more or less. Oh,
True, true. Yeah, and when you start learning about something, you realize how much you don't know and how much there is
yeah.
to learn, and it just like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
kind of
exactly.
opens the door, and then you're like, whoa, like this is a whole new
Yeah,
room I never been
yeah,
to. I love that
yeah,
effect, and I love looking into new topics and discovering and learning. And as I told you earlier, there's
like,
really a few cool things that are coming in gaming, and
yeah.
we can. I would like to use this opportunity to invite you to come back on the Anka Gold podcast, because I think we kind of scratched the surface here on some topics, and we didn't have enough time to go into all
Into
of them
deep,
into
yeah,
detail. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, to
So
more approach.
I think for next time we'll prepare a few new things and go a little bit deeper into some other ones. And yeah, but if people want to reach out to you and want to follow you or your work or everything that you're doing,
Yeah.
can you give us your social media? Where can they find you?
For sure, they will also find it down under this YouTube description. So for everybody, like, I'm happy to see them, to visit
Mm-hmm.
me. But if they want to visit me now, they just type like Lana Game. It's for Instagram handle, and they can find me on TikTok as a Lana Game X, and they can find me on Twitch as a Lana Game X. And all my upcoming things, I will update people. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
What will
Amazing. We'll do that.
yeah.
Lana, do you have any parting words for the subscribers to the Uncle Gold podcast?
Do I have like something addition to ask, or to you mean to
Um,
mention something that we didn't mention on
yeah, or do you want to send a message to the listeners that maybe something that we didn't mention before?
Yeah, just before that, would like to ask you what motivates you now during this period to continue doing your work. That's first
Mm-hmm.
thing, and second, like just to thank you once again. It was really not enough time. We just scratch a
Yeah.
little things on the surface. We can totally devote it just some podcast to certain game or
Mm.
certain like things that we find interesting that we are learning about. Yeah.
Sure. Let me
Yeah.
start with the motivation first, and then I'll thank you
Yeah.
as well. So
Yes.
basically, I wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time now. I think the
Yeah.
first time when I got the impulse was in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out that Croatia wasn't a partner country, so you couldn't earn any money from making YouTube videos. And then I lost
Yeah.
motivation. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. But in the meantime, it became. And in 2019, I decided like, all right, it's enough of waiting around. Just let's just do it. And in the last year and a half, with everything locking down and everything, I kind of started thinking more about where I want to go, what I want to do, and I really enjoyed the process of creating videos and the effect that I
Yeah.
described earlier about getting feedback from someone that my video helped him. Like that would happen in jobs really rarely. So I said, all right, I'm going to use this period now to
Yeah.
just go all in on content creation and devoting myself to the podcast and the other YouTube channels and just creating content
Yeah.
on social media to kind of promote that. And I really
Yeah.
want to bring value to people. That's one of the biggest motivators for myself. The second one is on the selfish side. Like I would love to build a company out of this so I can achieve my financial freedom, so I wouldn't have to go
Yeah.
back to work. So I could work for myself and earn money
And you would
online.
work more, believe me. Like
Yeah,
having
yeah,
your own
yeah.
business takes more
I'm
time.
basically
And
working all
that's
day already. Like I wake up in the morning, I make preparations for the
coffee.
day,
Mhm.
and yeah, coffee, and then I just sit on my computer. Then I work until lunchtime, prepare lunch, eat lunch, and then work on my computer until like midnight. So my
Yeah.
whole day is kind of full with that.
Scheduled, scheduled all around.
Uh, to all the listeners, if you are bored, start a few YouTube channels. Like you,
Yeah, you will have plenty of work all around.
yeah.
Like everybody will ask you why you're not posting more on Facebook or somewhere. I don't have time. And like, why
Yeah,
you're not visiting your parents? And I don't have time. Why you're not
yeah,
visiting
yeah.
your cousins? I don't have time. Sorry, people. I love you.
Yeah. One extra question that I'm going to sneak in here. How do you organize your time? Like, do you have like a planner or do you just go by intuition?
Yeah, using like organizational, like a Trello. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's free. So you can download, everybody can download. I think it's for iOS and for Android. And actually just, I orientated everything. I put everything on computers, so everything on my MacBook Air, and
Mm-hmm.
then I like to go through that and always write down some ideas to have
Yeah.
like mobile be near me and just or on the toilet, just it's just
Mm-hmm.
everybody, like everywhere I can find this. And also what helps me, good gadgets like I don't know, watch, which I can then find also some useful things for tracking and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. And reminders and stuff like that.
calendar. Yes, that's why I think it's kind of useful to have in this. Also, maybe would be good to have more things like audio navigation, like from Amazon or somewhere that you
Mm-hmm.
can just get it, like every sort of those
Do you
things.
use paper or notebooks or do you do everything on your computer?
Using less than before, but I
Mm-hmm.
like to use like notebooks and like just it's different, to write down, to put your signature
Yeah,
than
yeah.
just
I love that
yeah
too. I read a long time ago like the phrase think on paper
yeah
and how your brain remembers better if you write something down on paper because it's a physical element, not just the
yeah
thought and when you hear it or say it. So I'm sticking to that, and I have a friend that was also a guest on the podcast is like against that. Like, yeah, you can type everything faster on the phone, but I'm like,
yeah
yeah, but I still kind of like the feel of writing on
Yeah.
paper. So
Also, I like those retro things. Maybe should come back to this era when your parents or my parents grandparents were using like those old typing
Typing
machines, you
machines.
know. And then
Yeah,
it
yeah.
says, if you ever find it, I had it and now I regret it.
Mm.
I just throw it away. It was like, oh, so cool. And maybe just to have it to put as a like on a special place in the room, just
Yeah, yeah.
not to forget. Is
That's
it
where
not cool?
keyboards
It's not
developed
cool.
from. You know,
Yeah. That's
when
like
you look at the progress, like it was like a huge machine like that, and now
yeah,
behind you have like a small keyboard that's like this
yeah,
big. Like
yeah,
it's a huge step. And the next thing that I saw, it's coming. It's like
yeah,
you could install a light on a pencil and put it on
yeah.
the table, and the pencil kind of projects like a small keyboard on the table, and you just
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Type it. Yeah,
interrupt the light, and it knows
yeah.
which key it is, and you can type normally basically on any surface.
Yeah, and also for everybody who likes those gadgets and I really so much like to research about those and to have them. It's like one bulb, and then you put near your computer desk, and then this bulb is on it's in the air, but it's using the energy from down. It's using electricity. I mean, it's using
Mm-hmm.
waves, and then it's shining at night. And you can use it for energy, but also for decoration. And I think it provides you music, so it's quite crazy.
It's
It's
cool.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are a lot of
just
cool gadgets out there.
one in those ocean of good technology gadgets. Yeah,
Yeah, we should do a podcast on cool gadgets coming out.
yeah, we should. And we don't need to necessarily like to hold them just because it's not. If you have some book that you know, it's just
Mhm.
if you can talk about, if you really know about that, you can learn, you can teach other people. Yeah.
Exactly. And we can always put pictures here on the YouTube channel for everyone watching
And
so
it's
they
also
can see it.
multimedia, AR, like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Like it's not like we need to adjust that now. Uh, After this 1.5 of hard time and new world, new order, then just nothing is as it was. So like technology, the way we present our content, it will not be the same. If you
Mhm.
want really to have success on YouTube or some other social media, you need to be different. That's why I think, as you said, augmented reality, just presenting products in different way. Hey, that's the future.
Yeah.
Why we need to why everybody needs to present like just physically product? Then maybe
Mm.
that's old fashioned also.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah,
I
why
think
not?
that China is doing a really good job in product presentation. They have a lot of things automated,
Yeah,
and
yeah. That's
I
great.
follow a YouTube channel from a guy that's researching AI, and
Yeah,
he's also very into YouTube and data analytics and
yeah.
all sorts of kind of statistical analysis. And he says that China is actually far more advanced on social media content creation, data analytics, and all that product side than here Europe and the US. So
Mm.
maybe we should start looking into like Chinese influencers to kind of learn from them what are some of the new trends that are coming, you know.
Yeah, always precious. Yeah, diversity makes world a better place for living. So
Mm,
yeah, of course, yeah. As much
agree.
as technology is advanced, yeah, all the time you need to follow, yeah.
Mm, agree.
Not to restrict yourself. Am I right, Borna? Not to restrict, not to just one part. No.
Exactly. There's a concept of the Da Vincian man because Da Vinci was not just a painter, he was a sculptor, he was a bodybuilder, he was an inventor. Like he did like 50 different things. He was a gardener, like all
Was
sorts of
he
things.
athlete also, athletic type of person, sports person? No,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
knows?
he was super
Was it also?
strong. Like they say that he could
How
bend
would
like
you
a
paint if you're not strong?
I think he was strong from working out and chiseling sculptures. You know, yeah, it's tiring for the hands, so you have to be strong for that. They say he could like bend steel. So yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's good. Great.
But from there comes the concept of the Da Vincian man, where basically you don't just do one thing; you do
Yeah,
an array of different things and in different
yeah,
areas in your life. And I believe in that.
yeah.
I think that's where a lot of happiness in life can come. And I think that a lot of people will find their gold in life if they start doing more different things in their life.
Yeah. Typically, where you can see it is when people get retired, you know. they got their first pension, they realized, oh gosh, oh no, my whole life I devoted maybe to one thing, and I just, oh no, I was really hard working for my family, which is completely fair play, and it needs to be like that in normal circumstances. But they realized, okay, maybe really I'm good at something else. Maybe I like gardening, maybe I like reading, I like traveling. So you know, from your parents or my parents, you just discover how much passion they have for another things, and that's what every human creature should do. It's just not to then concentrate just one thing, and because what you will do when you will get older. And I hope, as we need to live longer, I don't think, you know, just that we need to live and then we go to pension and then die. It's like, no, I think at least human expectancy should grow, and that's why to have something to do in your free time once when you're older is really important. It's long term. When you say what I want in the long term, those things like that already in young age, maybe to know what I want to do when I'm older. Yeah,
exactly. We'll always have gaming, right?
And technology related things that will come out.
Exactly.
Now that is maybe we don't know, but will become normal.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, that's a big journey in front of us there, and we'll see where it leads us. People from the future, if you're listening to this, I hope you're still enjoying playing online games and having fun and being happy, and that I hope that most listeners found their gold in life there. Lana, thank you very much for coming onto the podcast and being a guest. I think we got into some really, really cool topics, and I really think that this whole gaming industry and trends related to it will have a lot more leeway to go.
And what people often forget is that, like those YouTube videos and in general any sort of content creation, it's not, we will not live forever, unfortunately. So this is not just for us. This is for people who will live in 2050, in 2100, in 200 years, in 500 years. I think this whole technology will stay somewhere. Maybe it will be, funny for somebody, will say, hey, what they talked, but just, energy is what is important. Energy will always exist in some ways. So that's what never dies. I think energy, good technology also.
Exactly. Gary Vee also says that, like, your grandchildren are watching this right now while you're not there anymore, right? Because in their present, this is the past, and the only way they can see it, like we have photos from our grandparents, but we can't see how their childhood looked like. They can see our Facebook pages and YouTube pages, and they can look into it.
Yeah, right. I agree. I totally agree about it.
Amazing. Everyone, thank you very much for listening to the Uncle Gold podcast. If you have any more questions for Lana or me, please leave us the comments below. Check out Lana's profiles on Instagram, and we'll definitely convince her to create a YouTube channel as well. And we'll bring her back again to join the Uncle Gold podcast for a second time. Lana, thank you again for being here. You've been an amazing guest, and
thank you so much, Borna, dear, for being such a great company and friend, and more than that. So just looking forward to have a new podcast or any kind of new collaboration, and keep on just rocking, never give up, never.
Amazing. You too. Thank you so much. Thanks for everyone watching and listening. Guys, I hope you find the gold in life, and I wish you a great day.
Also, the same. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
The Uncle Gold Podcast.